Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well in the lead up to Christmas. That time has come again for my yearly YouTube video. I don't post many videos to YouTube, which is a failing of mine, I will admit. Usually most of my content goes on Twitter these days, but I thought it'd be nice to do a repeat from last year. Actually almost to the exact day since my last, almost an exact 365 days, and post a video looking back at my casting clips from the year, just how I've felt about my year in Counter-Strike in general. It will mostly be off the cuff, and who knows, there might be a tangent or two that will be popped in there somewhere. But yeah, I've done quite a lot this year, so I thought it'd be nice to document it. Maybe it is a little bit of self-indulgence, perhaps, but I'm sure you can appreciate that I'm very passionate about what I do, and will want to give it at least a bit of a look back, a bit of a nostalgia look back, even if it's only 1 year. And I can assure you that I, on occasion, still absolutely hate listening to my own voice. So it's not all self-indulgence. But yeah, let's get started on this. As some of you guys, of course, will know, I save my casting clips in a folder, and I have done since the very beginning, pretty much, when I started. So let's have a quick look at that right now. Let's switch off my Wham! Last Christmas instrumental remix, and let's get into the action here. So I'm going to adjust my camera as to maybe how best you'd want to see the footage. I think usually around here it's probably about right. So this is the folder. This is obviously all the stuff this year, and I've had a pretty amazing year, really. In general, I honestly can't really complain. I think I've ended the year really strong in terms of the cast that I've done. The fact that I've been able to go to so many different countries as well. I mean, I went to Paris for the first time for the Blast Major. I went to Cologne once again for IEM. Of course, not to work those two events, but just the amount of times I've had, and good times I've had, with people, with like-minded people, really does mean a lot. And of course, I went to Stockholm, of course, for the last one of the year, the last trip of the year, to cast ESL Challenger Jönköping, which I will get onto up here. But I started the year with ESL Pro League Conference, which is not really something that happens anymore. But this is one of the first clips. There's also, of course, on Fours, as he was then. So much damage is being done. K eventually has found him. Shelfie's behind the smoke, has to use a Molotov to hold them back, and now Zorta's hiding in the vents. We could be in for some more shenanigans here. 19 seconds to go. Up he comes. Perfect peek. Flash is so good, and he gets a second as well. Zorta's here to play. It's all down to K. He's up on the edge of the smoke, on the box, gets one, and now Shelfie behind the smoke can't afford to peek. 6 seconds to go. K has to go for the bomb plant. Fakes it in the end to go for the swing, but Shelfie gets it done. And that's all Zorta and all Shelfie. That was sick. So that's just some of the, an example of maybe one of the things that I'd say over the course of a year. Just a nice, exciting round. And of course, lots has changed, isn't it? When you look back at the first clip of the year, it's kind of crazy how much has changed over the course of that year. I think honestly, it almost makes you feel proud. Almost makes you feel proud of some of the players you've watched, as to how far they've come or how far they've moved on to. Of course, that 9 roster's pretty much stayed the same only up until a few months ago. So, yeah, pretty crazy. So, still stuck in gap. More conference. NHL will rotate toward the most common position, and oh my goodness, what is that from MHL? Zello, see you next round, son. Stair will take Nurtso, and MHL just hits the wall bang too. He's here to play his MHL, and that's a 3K.5 from him. What a round from MHL. See, that even like this, right? Still back on Global Offensive, of course. Even that's I haven't seen that since, you know. I haven't seen a smoke bang into a wall bang on Vertigo since in any situation like that. So it's kind of crazy to look back on it. This is when Endpoint beat Sprout, which at the time was quite a big upset, I believe.
One round away from success. He gets caught by the flash, Molotov coming through. Who gets on blinded first? If we refresh from the Mac 10, instant traded by MHL's Orb as Mighty Max continues to be so impressive.
Of course, my go.
This man a medal.
It's unbelievable. And then the last 3 players are coming his way as well here. He's going to spot all 3 of them, and he can just about fall away. He's going to need to strafe, though. Decides to fight instead, and that's the way to do it. Max gets 2 of them, and even Dick's the last player. Sprout almost eliminated. Are now eliminated. decided the favourites of the bracket are gone. Endpoint is through to the grand final and have a chance to play for Pro League.
Oh my god.
Good stuff. I love Neo's reaction. It was funny at the time. And of course, this is the endpoint that were just buffed so much by Nerds, of course, before we moved on to bigger and better things. And this is the big clutch from this tournament, this Pro League conference. And Neo did this one justice for sure, but I was quite happy with my colour commentary afterwards, so that's why I saved it. And it's just an insane clip, which is why I wanted to save it and keep it.
Coming through. Find that first kill. There's one. They got a second as well. Not like this! Nurse, what is that for a round? What a clutch! We thought it was all she wrote. We thought the fat lady had sung, but Nerds other ideas. A 1 versus 3 clutch at Endpoint are not done just yet.
Oh, our Fords throwing these rounds. How has that one not gone their way? How has Ancient not gone their way yet? Nerds has been a relatively quiet game by his standards. Steps up exactly when needed. I was going to say he doesn't even have a defuse kit to make this one a reality. But the way he baited out the frags were absolutely superb. Replay coming in, look at that. The way he baited out Jerry, he didn't bite on the first bait, did Jerry? But he bit on the second. See, the police are outside.
The
They
all bit the dust.
Absolutely. Yeah, didn't bite on the first bait, but in the end they all bit the dust. See, that's the small things like that. You kind of like... I'm the sort of person that might look back on things and think, oh, okay, that one was okay. I was quite happy with that one. Here's a personal stream one, I think. A Kenny clutch from the RMR.
CT goes for the peak.
You can't even see myself. I'm behind my own camera.
Bounding his way in. Lovely shot onto Denny. That is so fast.
This is, of course, kind of the swan song of Kenny's career, unfortunately.
If he can get his way in through Murder Hole and in toward B, then there's a chance, but it is being looked at by Patrick. Can he trying the window jump in toward ladder room, and he's successful with it, but it's still being watched by Ships. Hits a good shot. Tags him down to 35, but the rotations will be coming in sharpish. And I think Patrick's already going to be there. Oh, he's through the Molotov. He's rushing it down. Kenny has to get off of it. Fakes it again. Pushes Patrick down and gets a quick fire headshot, and he gets the rifle too. Goes for the pick towards short and gets it done. Kenny, bloody yes. He is just better.
Oh, I miss him. I miss him. Okay, here's some lower tier stuff, but some really fun clips. This is one from Goofy. It does give Goofy. This was the European Development Championship. Yeah, that Kenny one was the open RMRs, which is why we were watch partying with Paladin and Pigeon, I believe. And this is now the European Development Championship, a slightly lower tier online matchup, but still more of 9, and I always loved watching 9. To push further forward. He's looking for it. CSGO looks already out of date, doesn't it? It's weird. 1v4 for Goofy in 18 seconds. Ball on his back. He needs his kill straight away. He gets both. Oh, he gets both. Now Goofy has time to get this bomb planted. He's looking for the flank of Bialy, but he's not here yet. He looks towards short and he takes it. Goofy, what a clutch. How do you get away with that one? Oh, that's pretty sick. 1v4. Now, Roga. Some of you may remember Roga. This was more European Development Championship stuff. This is when Partisan was still a thing. We had Duplicate, Kaluba, Collins, Emmy. And this is the older version of Godsent as well, of course, with Joel, who we all know has been involved in multiple things since. Yeah, and Draken still. He takes Duplicate as well. That's unbelievable. How many dinks just happened in that small space of time? Now Roga is under a lot of pressure, and he might get peeked from the left-hand side too. Bomb needs to jump across, though, and he'll take Draken out. That gives a problem for Plopsky and Rusty. Again, as I said, no smoke. It has to be a jump. But now Rusty's doing even more work. Bomb does actually get denied by the nade, and Roga finishes it off. What a recovery from Partisan. And what a... See, that was actually really nice from Roga. So it's things like this. I'm sure some of you, maybe, if there are people who actually will watch my video, there'll probably be people who've never seen that. It's a nice play. It's not hugely special. It's just a nice play. Now, this is a funny one. This is called the Lunatic Bop.
Responders, he's blinded up, bomb's been dropped, but Bird from Sky picks it up. Just absolutely chaotic scenes right now. Ryko faces through the smoke. He's going to catch the plant, traded off by TMB. Lunatic sprays through the smoke.
Oh!
No! The clean one tap. And Lunatic breathes a huge sigh of relief.
Oh my god, what a way to get it done. That was hilarious. The wild spray to begin with, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I've only got a few bullets left. I can only really afford one more bullet. Bop! Just like, bop. Yeah, it's weird things like that are funny. Oh, this is a good one. When Taz was still on the server,
TMB,
bless
of course,
him.
very low
Bless
HP.
his cotton
That
socks.
is a big issue.
Now coach of G2, of
Borup's still on a
course.
big flank. This could seal this round. They're not considering this one whatsoever. Borup's going to be behind all 3 players here, but TMB still hiding in this smoke. Could be an issue. I mean, he's still low. Borup might be too late on this one. Sami's now looking back to consider it, and now they know. Body blocking in the smoke as TMB finally gets found, and now it's Borup. Has to throw in an nade. That could be pretty spot on. There it is. Removes the defuse, and that could possibly take this round. Sami's going to go back onto it. Borup actually needs to connect a bullet, and he can't find it.
No.
Taz covers his teammate and honor his set.
Oh, crazy. And again, like this is also during the last few like stages of Copenhagen Flames as well, which was sad. I mean, the fact that they shut down was very sad indeed. There's a few more left of them here, which we'll see now.
Bird from Sky is still there, of course, as well, but Boomich removes him. Brock trying to come in and help out. Ooh,
Oh, no.
Boomich is out of bullets, and that gives Regalia a chance to pounce up close, but he's removed. Now down into a 1 versus 1. Deco versus Borup. Time is an issue. That means Deco has to run him down, and Borup is doing an absolutely sterling job of hiding in the smoke right now. He's gamed Deco beautifully. He may have got the kill, but Copenhagen Flames take the round.
That was just cool. That, like, wasting the time like that is very nervy, and you don't really see it that often anymore. There's like a couple of extra clips from this series, I think.
Glil and Tech9 available. Regali in position.
Oh
Rals
my
and
God.
Regali looking to peek together. This is going to be an insane battle coming in here. The flash is so good, and it's an absolute wipeout. Rals gets 3, Regali gets 1. It's all down to Forrester. He gets himself 1 kill back in response, but Rals finishes it off. A
Wow.
sick quad kill. And we're going to overtime. What a recovery. That was sick.
Yeah, the bird from Sky flashes this man. Insane stuff. Deco taking after time.
Oh,
I don't remember this one.
Right, but here comes TMB. He's looking for it. Is Deco going to be aware? He spots him. Looks
Yeah,
for it,
more stuff
like
line.
this, right?
How is this going to work?
We don't see this enough. We don't see when it's this sort of situation with like the clock low. A team, a CT side actually like trying to wait it out and making such an impactful kill here.
He's waiting.
No.
3, 2, 1. Deco hasn't seen him, but he drops down. Can he still get the kill? He's going to go after it. Deco needs to stay alive, but no. He goes down. That is the ultimate nightmare. $100 in the bank. Copenhagen Flames 1 round behind. 1 win are crumbling.
Yeah, that was actually not in the right order, but doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd like to see more teams do that, especially going into some CS2 matches too.
Yeah,
We're ramping up now.
Go for a retake. He's become a T player suddenly
Yes.
from that position, but Sammy is taking advantage of that brilliantly. Still might not work out though. Borup gets all the kills, and now it's only Sammy in this clutch. 1 versus 3 it would be. He needs 4 kills to complete it. There's a player directly above him. He looks for TMB and finds it, but Roll is on the bomb. He just gets it in time. Great stuff from Sammy. Oh my goodness, that was brilliant initiative.
Yeah, this is the Melbourne EU calls, and again, just how things have changed even just since then. It's pretty crazy. So this is a Sticko clutch.
Yeah, they are. Jacob's priming this one, but kicks on.
Look at this. This is the early days of Monty and Apex. So it's crazy, right? You look at this now. This is a Challenger League game, and I can tell you the date of this game actually. I believe if I just check it here. This was March 2023. So this is like just before
Just wanders away, so
they really got started and made themselves a big thing in the scene, right? With their Paris Major runs, of course. I mean, Kixan now is rumored to go to Heroic. JL's on Navi. Boris is now on the new Falcon Super Team. But other than that, Monty have really sort of cemented themselves as a top 10 team, top 7 team, really, actually. On top of CS now, so pretty crazy how things change, or things stay the same in some sense.
he'll throw it anyway, and it will keep them at bay, but it actually means Kixan can wander back in toward Gap in the meantime. Good timing on it, perhaps, but Demke on low HP just wide swings him. But Jacob once again stands tall, like I said, and look at Sticko. He's again going for this flank, which ruined Monty's day last time around this play came through. Morrow finds Snork in the meantime, though. Morrow looking for a second, but Jacob deals with it again. Krasnal, quick trade, quick second. But both players incredibly low, and Sticko's big flank is coming. Full utility as well. Should find Demke in the side. This nade will remove him. It'll force him into the open. Double peek comes in, but he knows it's coming. And Sticko will manage to get himself both kills in the end. Oh my goodness, how tight that was. Doesn't need to pick up the kit, but does anyway. Defuse.
Just a nice smart clutch there from Sticko. That's actually one I didn't remember very well. So yeah, pretty cool. Just some ECL stuff, and now we get into a few higher quality clips. I think we're at the Dallas quals now with Sync, if you remember, the Estonian team.
Oh, this is so difficult though. He hears the jumping towards short, and now he sees the jumping towards short, but he's been baited out by it. Thankfully, he's got a Molotov to keep him at bay a little while longer, but now he has to basically guess where the other player is coming from. He has no information whatsoever. He's now got eyes on stalks, looking for these final two players. It's Fiku and Neofrag, and he guesses Neofrag perfectly, and now he's got the sight line toward Fiku. This would be huge from Fates, holding the perfect position, and he gets it done! Fates with a huge clutch.
Yeah, Sync did really well on this qualifier. They took Cloud9 to 1 OT, and they took OG to an OT as well, which was quite impressive for a young team. And of course, Andu, as Fates was the most well-known player from this team, but Andu now is on Gaming Legion Academy and just stood in for Gaming Legion at ESL Challenger Atlanta. So, yeah, he's definitely one for the future, Andu, without a doubt.
Deals with it nicely. Flash over. But of course,
See, Sync were leading at this point.
They're going to have to go quickly, and right now they most certainly are. Eku gets one more, and Shira will miss a critical shot, but Axile stepping up huge once again. There is nothing you can do about that. It's now down to Watts against the monster that is Axile, looking for a quad kill to finish off this clutch. Spots him. Smoke being played with. Headshot hit once again. Nothing you can do about that. Axile steps up and says to Sync, no.
Yeah. That's still the Nafany Buster. Cloud9 as well. Goodness me. Putting Kaze in, and once again a tough position, but it's so winnable for him. Gun barrel spotted, he's waiting for Kate to cross, and there's the frag. And now it's AWP versus AWP in this 1 versus 1. No kit for Kira in overtime. That is a big oversight, and that's a big no-scope miss. Knife comes out, and Kira gets it. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? But where's the kit? Where's the kit, Kira? He's found it, but there's no time. Oh, imagine not having a kit in overtime. SMH. After you won the round as well. Feels bad. I love doing some ESL Challenger League Asia stuff, because it's just, sometimes it's just absolute madness. Absolute. Literally, you can't predict from one round to the next what's going to happen. And there's another Kira moment by the looks of it. Tagged down to 12 HP now. Wenzi is here, but the trade is instant. And they know he's exactly 12 where HP. Kira is. Nice flick upward. It's actually planting very close to him, and now it's actually a bit of an issue. Surely not, Kira. He's done it this time. I've no idea where
Kira
Kira is now.
What on earth is going on?
I don't think actually I've seen any of these players from GR Gaming progress up the rank. Obviously, I think it's hard for players from that region. I think were they an Eastern Russian team? I think they may have been. So, yeah, not much you can do really sometimes. Playing in the smoke, though, could work in a fade play, but in comes a knife. Oh, he's been left-righted. Unlucky ace. Blitz plays with his food and gets away with a tasty meal. Oh, goodness. I don't know why that's in there. It's just funny. Bartak? Remember a bit of Bartak? And now Bartak on that AWP. He's going to go ahead of the Molotov. He is going to go ahead of the Molotov. Gets the first pick, and the second player's planting the bomb beneath him. Needs a fast no-scope underneath. He's still alive on top of the silos. This is an incredible 1v1, and Bartak sorts it out. That is incredible. Again, like a clip there that I probably saved, because I've never seen like a clutch, a 1v1, won from that spot. It's pretty cool. Okay, I think this is now Dallas quals. Yes. Right, defending toward long. Oh, it's a glorious quad kill. He even drops the bomb as well. Lato lost live. He wants the ace badly. He was gagging for it. But now Lato might have a chance to show up. Oh, look at this old version of 9Z as well. A beautiful hold. I don't think that they don't play with David anymore. I think they've just signed Martinez from Movistar Riders as well. Pretty sure. So yeah, I think we're almost at a point now. Which I'll speak about, I guess, when we get a little bit closer to it. I had a little bit of I guess the middle
What does this
spell
cost these days?
between
$200?
CS:GO and
So, free
CS2.
AK as well on Dumau's back, and Cold, default, not being checked properly by Woody, and he manages to stay alive, and
Gosh.
Cold, is a glorious second. And next, if he wins this battle toward the bottom of Con, there's a good chance, but Cold is still dancing around, and he hits a third headshot as well. OG Cold Zera, and now Lukowski is left wondering what on earth has just happened.
Yeah, look Cold was actually. Cold has some of these weird pop-off games still. Like, the talent's still in there.
Huge multi-frag round, and it's not going to happen for him. David removes him, and David is eager to finish this job, but actually he walks into his teammate's Molotov. Maybe a bit too eager to get this one done, and Try takes him down inadvertently. Try will actually swing for another, and Lato takes him out, so now it's a bit worrying.
So then Buddha
Back
gets the
into a 2v2
intel,
when
and
they're
then
a little
rotates
bit
round.
too aggressive, and Buddha looks like he could go for the round of world play. Max is still in position as well. They have a smoke for the bomb. It's only a tap to begin for now, as you say. No defuse kit in play. Max will reveal his position. He doesn't actually know if they're on it yet, and Lato peeks at the right time, but in comes Buddha. There's the long con play, and it's going to work out great. He needs to find Lato in the smoke, though. It's being held by Lato, still being held, but the smoke has faded, and 9Z, the South American powerhouse, is going to Texas to play in IEM Dallas.
Cool. Oh, look, my background's almost the same. Only a very small... What's the difference between the two? Can we say? You've got tinsel. My light's turned on. I've got a few extra pins on the pin board. Not much other than that. I think more ECL Asia here.
Any of this, and they're going fast again toward A. No hesitation. Kulas has not been checked yet, but the rifle of Yami's already been removed, going through that smoke when he didn't need to. So far up, but Kulas is still here, and he gets through with the deagle in the air, and he makes it a quad. What about that from Kulas? And now Soundwave is left last alive, and just like that, click of a finger,
Again, wild,
Eruption finally
just wild things that can happen in ECL Asia, man. Love this. What do we got here?
25 seconds to go.
Ah, yes, this is a CCT, I think, semi-final I stood in for. I think it was my only CCT of the year, actually, which is pretty wild to think about. But yeah.
Eternal Fire may have gambled correctly. Woxit's going to move ahead of that smoke. He's got teammates to bait in here. Gun barrel spotted, but he misses the shot. But don't forget there are 2 people toward truck. Make that 3 people toward truck with Woxit here as well. And they're walking into the mix. So Woxit gets 2, but in comes the battle back. It has to be all Woxit here. 1 versus 1. Max coming up close, and he flicks down and gets him. 4 kills for Woxit. That was dirty.
Yeah, that was nice. I remember I came into that game, I think, really short notice because they needed a stand-in for it. But here's some classic Xantares madness here, I think. Here we go.
Oh, Xantares. Is this the round where he says hello? 2 headshots, and now they can push in toward the back of the site. It's Xantares and Woxic. It's the dream duo. Glaive and Alltex to hold it off guard, but Xantares has hit another, and now Woxic's going to hold the bomb. It's behind the box. It's not planted for Alltex, and Xantares! What?
It's a good old-fashioned... Yeah, this was the final. It was Astralis versus Eternal Fire. Still the Glaive, Alltex, Astralis as well, obviously, even though this clip was what? As I said, time flies, right? This clip was from May. Yes, May. So yeah, again, it doesn't feel long ago, but lots changes in that short amount of time. But that was just ridiculous from Xantares. We're going to look at that one more time because why not?
What? For all the box, it's not behind the box. It's not planted.
Disgusting. Truly disgusting.
With 3 players.
So now this is the beginning of the Thunderpick World Championship. So that clip here, I'll give a little bit of a chat about this, I guess now. A little bit quickly. So I said that was May, and this one goes into July. So that's quite a big gap. Obviously, like, I'm not going to save one clip from every single game, because sometimes games are just boring games, right? And there's nothing exciting that happens. But I think this gap that I had was actually a bit of a dry spell for my year. And I think it could happen to everyone in the scene, especially tier 2 talent as well. I think, obviously, if you don't have that CCT contract, for example, which obviously was the case for many talent in tier 2, then you can unfortunately not really have a whole lot to do. I think the CCT sort of setup is changing, I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, but yeah, I think it's going to be tough for many talent at this level. Who want to push up to the next level when you haven't really got much to do. And as I said, there was a significant dry spell, and the sort of the change from the end of CSGO to the beginning of CS2 are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clips. 7 clips, I should say, from the beginning of when CS2 cast started for me. And I basically had nothing to do for quite a while, and it was the same for many people in my position. So it can be very hard to keep motivated, keep the passion, keep yourself really concentrated and focused when you actually get another opportunity to really, you know, prove yourself once again. Almost, it feels like sometimes you have to keep plugging away and doing your best. And yeah, sometimes that's really all you can do. It can be a bit rough sometimes, but yeah. Let's have a look at the QB clutch now. This is when I had a good opportunity to do more work when the Thunderpick World Championship came around. I did all the EU series. I was fortunate enough to do some of the playoffs as well, which obviously had some of the best teams in the world, which I'll get onto in a moment. Particularly healthy, and he's not particularly healthy himself. It's going to be incredibly difficult. This time, no defuse kit on Onimo. They had all kits in the previous, not this time. That smoke's a little bit of a weird one. Get some help to play around it, and he hits the spray transfer on Mast as well. Suddenly it's all down to Samey. He leaps into him with a jumping headshot. Kyubi, what a way to do it. He knew it was Samey. He knew it was the AWP closing him down. And that old Sangel duo of Kyubi and Soulfly, I always liked watching them. They were always quite fun to see. I think this is a ridiculous... Yeah, I remember this, I think. And as I'll say, of course, is very low as well, but Oscar probably needs a couple of kills. He should get instantly peaked from default once this kill comes through. Noise comes through. They're actually playing very safe, though, Saw. And that could give Sinners a chance. Zedko gets one back there. Oscar, there's the stick. There's the headshot angle for Story. He gets another one, and in come the kills. It's all Oscar. It's a 1v1. He's holding the bomb. New Joseph chasing him down. He can't find him. One bullet is all he needs. But one bullet he can't find. And Sinners get it by the skin of their teeth. 2-0. That is a heartbreaker for Saw. When do they ever get a chance? Poor old Saw. Another one of those heartbreakers. I've seen that multiple times in the past. Bad timing. This was a really sort of fun matchup toward the end of CSGO Online. LFO, of course, who are now 3D Max, against VP. They had some real close games. Nice peek. He does. But he only hits the dink. This could be it. It could be all Flit. They have not checked him on sandbags as of yet. They are not looking. None of these players are looking whatsoever. There's one. There's two. He's looking for Lucky. He gets all three. Flit makes it look easy. And Exercise is left on 15 HP, miles away from the play. Flit can even finish this off with a quad kill. It's beautiful from Flit. VP need one more to go to OT3. It was a really fun matchup between these two. I think we're going to see one more as well. Bomb on his back, has a flash, has actually from early on in the game. Molotov picked up from the ground and go for this plant. And he's locked out the two players in connector, but of course he doesn't know where they are. So a fake to get some information first, and now a chance to deliver. Haji comes in first, there's the swing, goes for the spray transfer, and it's clean as anything for Mia. 3 kills on the round, picks up the AWP to boot. As you can see, that's what we'll see from the new addition. LFO are in the lead in double OT after that in the end. What do we have here? There's more ECL. Great effort to get in, as you say. Team kills in action too. And now the utility will come in. Kaze's found the gun. This makes it possible. And they're jumping through that smoke. Tap on the bomb comes through. They got no idea where Kaze is. 1 and 2. Oh, Kaze. 5 HP to spare. What a lifeline that could prove to be for Cyclone. I think Cyclone, of course, who are now Tyloo, of course, I'm pretty sure they won in the end after winning that round. NKT are up, which is actually an interesting team, right? You know, Greta's Faction, Bentet. I think they were up 40. I think they didn't win a single round after that Kaze clutch, if I remember correctly. Now here's some, basically some important moments, really, I guess, of my career. We're looking at the last ever event I did that was CSGO, I guess. I believe this was the IM Sydney closed qualifiers for EU. We've got 3 here, and one of them being a pretty fun one. Or 2 of them actually being pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it's genuinely, I think I'll just have a look at when the last one was. So that was August. Then we go into October. So that was actually probably more the gap that I was thinking of when I was talking about back here, the dry spell gap. The gap between my last ever CSGO and my first ever stuff from CS2. Yeah, it was a rough time in terms of just not getting casts. But as I said, I think it can happen to anyone. I think it can happen and has happened to everyone who casts in CSGO. So or in Counter-Strike, sorry, in general. So yeah, it's always interesting to talk about, and it's obviously a conversation that I'm very willing and open to have about that sort of thing. And I think if any talent ever wants to talk to me, or if anyone who's just curious in general wants to chat about it, I'd be happy to, because it is vaguely interesting if you are looking into getting maybe into casting, for example, as to how sort of to balance what you do with your life and how you feel when you're in this sort of situation. But yeah, these clips were great, so let's get into them. But he's going to have to fall away. 25 seconds. Are Apex leaving this one entirely? I think they are.
It looks
Look
like
where
it. This is so
Satsanito is.
uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness. Avid needs 1 kill. He does get 1. How many more can he get? He gets 2 and he's still alive. 13 seconds for Apex. Surely not, Apex. Surely not. Avid gets 4 and he's looking for the ace. Avid, absolutely massive. And Nazid get overtime. Oh my goodness. And we saw nothing else from this mixed team all year. So that's what can happen in CS, right? You'll get a mixed team that will make it through an open qual and get through to a closed, and then do nothing for the rest of the year. I think Jazar switched teams. I think Avid moved on. Avid's round there was pretty well documented, considering it was such a ridiculous end portion of the game. And he's looking for... I didn't cast that. That's another one of those when I'll look back on and say, oh, I probably could have casted that a lot better. Thinking about my wordplay perhaps could have been a lot better, but you could tell my shock and excitement in that situation was still very evident. So there you go. Key to some information is not going to work out either. Fashion now has a lot on his plate. Everyone's coming his way. All 4. He gets 1. He gets 2. He's looking for a possibility of a 3rd. He's repositioned beautifully. Fasha, this is an absolute masterclass right now. He gets all 4. Oh, Fasha, what a play. That was nice. Dance around the pillar. This is one of the clips that I've looked back at quite a lot on this year, because I really enjoyed it. This is when Bet Boom really burst onto the scene and started qualifying for events and started popping up at big events. And this is when they qualified for Sydney. They just absolutely ran over NIP in this qualifier. I don't think this was the game that they actually got them qualification, but they played so well. And NIP looked lost. I heard that shot ring off at the right time. He looks for the peak though, and he exchanges the tag back, and he flicks down to take Bolland as well. Oh, Zorta, this is what I wanted to see. What a shot, and what damage. 5v4, but of course, he'll probably know he'll be so low, but he holds the headshot line. Rez is down as well. Curran has a chance to step up. He gets 1. That's put the ball on the floor, but Config is here. He gets 2 back in response, and a 3rd for Config. Welcome back to the server. Bomb can be planted on truck, and it's a 2 versus 2 with Danis and Siren very close to the action. Hampus finds 1. Now it's all Siren. They know where Config is, and he knows there's a player in bank 2. There's the first. Siren versus Config, and Siren gets it done. Oh my goodness, that was a sick round between these two, and Siren sorts it out. 2 1v1 victories in a row for Bet Boom. It was a really fun round. Again, like maybe thinking back on it, my criticism of myself in that one is I probably, after Config got that triple kill, got that 3rd, and they got the bomb planted, I probably should have thrown it over to, I was casting that one with JRT with John. I probably should have thrown that to John at that moment. But sometimes you get a bit excited and caught up in it, right? So that was, if I'm not mistaken, about to see it right now, play. There we go. That was my last ever Counter-Strike Global Offensive clip that I saved from my sort of favourite moments of the year. So now we're on to CS2. Now we had that little bit of a gap from the end of the Sydney quals all the way toward the main event for the Thunderpick World Championship, and everything gets a little bit more exciting, a little bit more upgraded. Because this was Cloud9 when they had Perfecto, when they had Electronic, when they had Boomich for the first time against VP. This flip lurk could be huge, and yes, look at the situation, but look where Boomich is. He stopped the bomber rotation and Flit. They've bypassed each other. And even though Flit, as I said, could make a big play of it, I didn't spot Boomich on the minimap, and he's doing so much work. Mir finally answers back, but 12 seconds, even with Flit's position, how does Mir get the bomb on? It's going to be so close. They're looking for Flit, but he still gets the kill. Can they win via timeout?
Look at this nade.
Perfecto still dancing around toward heaven. They just get the plant in time. Perfecto gets the kill with the nade, and it's a 1v1 versus Flit. He only really needs to use the USP on this one. Surely he pulls it out. He's going back between the two of them. Oh, USP, he misses, and Flit gets it done. 1 second to spare on the plant, and 1 pixel to perhaps to spare on the frag as well. Ridiculous round to win for VP.
That was insane. At this moment here,
Time, perfect.
like even Flit getting that kill on, I believe it was electronic, was like really tight, and that the bomb only just gets down as Perfecto throws that nade here, and that could have just denied the round then and there because the plant wouldn't have come in, and obviously Flit couldn't get there in time. So yeah, just a classic VP round that is always at the end of them can sometimes be very fun. But VP would be ahead of that. Smartness, of course. And now the flash will come through. Perfecto is stuck, though, has to fall back behind the smokes. Now Boomich is even more stuck than a stuck thing. Still manages to find Mir, and he does so much damage to the others as well. How he's got 3, don't ask me. Jamin Flit, 2v4, 25 seconds.
That was ridiculous. I think there was some team damage in there that kind of helped Boomich. As you can see there, Fame, Norbert, I'm pretty sure they lined up. Yeah, the lineup was pretty significant in terms of team damage, I think, as well there. So
And he does so much
didn't help.
damage to the others as
So now we get through to some, I think that was a group stage match for the Thunderpick World Championship, and now we get through to the playoffs for the Thunderpick World Championship. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pardon me, 7, 8 clips from this one. This was just a really fun tournament to be a part of. I think probably the best online tournament I was part of in the entire year. Everyone involved with Thunderpick was, really nice. The talent manager was super good. He was someone that was really communicative and always gave replies in good time, which was always, of course, I was really appreciative of. So, yeah, I really love this event. And I think there was some great clips to come out of it as well.
now the smokes have completely littered the site. And I love the positioning of these smokes. It's completely locked Big out of the play. But Sin on 4 HP still goes through the smoke. What a quad kill that is. And where has that come from? It puts K-Serato in a 1 versus 4. Sin is the absolute hero in this. What on earth have we just seen?
Yeah, that was sick. That was really that. Seeing the player counts as well after rounds like this just adds to it. I hope that in the future, like quite a lot of online tournaments do continue with player cams. Obviously, we see a lot of them. Rubek Cup had them as well. But yeah, we need more tournaments to have player cams. I don't think players really love it, especially if it's a lower tier tournament. But yeah, I think it's super important to add to the viewing experience. And yeah, that play from Sim was insane. To flash yourself through a smoke on 4 HP and to get 4 from it is not something we've seen often, or I think really ever since. It was a fun round.
Wins it. That's a great frag to take. Mantu's very stuck, but he's got Tabson support, and Tabson just clicks 3 just like that. Mantu's got no bullets left behind the site. He's going to be pressured by Art and K-Serato back into a 2 versus 2, and there we go. Art pounces. It's Crimbo 1v2, but he's still full health.
Crimbo in the clutch, dude.
Incredibly dangerous dualies, and now K-Serato and Art trying to hold him off in a bit of a standoff, actually. They've all paused to find out what the next move will be from either. K-Serato, of course, low HP with that bomb, has to find a way to plant. 23 seconds, he'll do that. But Crimbo's gone all the way through Temple very quickly, catches Art in the side. And now K-Serato is so very low, tries to play the headshot angle smartly. It's really his only choice in this situation, but Crimbo's playing it so smartly and so patiently. But now he's out of bullets. They both need more bullets in this situation. Crimbo dancing around, trying to hit the shot and just can't connect it. K-Serato jumping in, still alive. Finally, Crimbo gets it done. A mad pistol.
Wildness. True wildness. We love it. We love it. And now this one, here we go. Some people I think may have seen this one for a little while and have had their eye on it. I think it's one that a lot of people will have heard. It was on one of... the Sin 4K was too, but it was also on Vira's compilation, his frag movie from this tournament. And yeah, this is just ridiculous.
Yes, we are.
So Mal's played this genuinely badly, but Because it's Donk, we have to, you know, give props to him, don't we?
But the rotation is pretty decent. Problem is, look where Xerxes is. He's already in CT and catches Magix off. It's now Donk 1v4 it would be. Big swing. There goes Frozen, but now only 18 HP to spare. Torgy has the line, but that's what you do when you hold angles. You get pre-fired. That's the biggest advantage, and that's going to force Torgy into the open.
No.
It's Donk versus Xerxes. Surely not. Creeping forward, now 3 HP to spare as more shrapnel comes firing through.
Xerxes also played this way too scared.
Death at this point.
Purely because it was Donk, I think.
Donk has this defuse kit. Can he play the mind games? Can he play the fake? It's planted pretty open, which makes it very hard, but now he's put Xerxes down to 4 HP. It's 3 versus 4. Donk, he's managed to do it. He's got enough time, has he? It's going to be so close. He's done it. And Team Spirit reached 15 in a 3v5. What on earth?
Just utterly insane. I understand Mal's played this badly, but Mal's will know they played it badly.
But of course, Donk has this defuse kit. Can he play?
Ugh.
3 versus 4. Donk! He's managed to do it! He's got enough time, has he?
Now, at this point, I knew he had enough time, but just, you know, build the excitement. I tried to, you know...
It's gonna be so close!
But you say, oh, it's going to be so close. Like, I like to do that sometimes. Obviously, if it's not ridiculously easy, it was close enough to make it interesting, you know? But yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And obviously you saw the Mouse player cams after that, right? It's just, it hurt them pretty badly. Spirit won that game, if I'm not mistaken, in the end. I think, at least.
Yeah, that's a great entry from
earlier on
Chopper.
in this map.
Super impactful. Frozen's here pretty quick though, and Xerxes providing some sort of fake and some sort of distraction in mid. Frozen gets his one, but it's only one. It's now Torgy to have to step up. 2v2. In comes Xerxes, leaps his way in incredibly aggressively, and so does Torgy. He's removed Art Frost. It's now all down to Chopper, and Torgy has a defuse kit. He can play the mind games on this one. He's looking for the jump. He's trying to hold it, and that is a sick flick down from Torgy, and a 7-5
Quad
crowd.
kill,
And
1v2.
half for Mouse.
You know what? I think that one is it was nice, but it wasn't incredibly, you know, special. Here we have 3 just wild clips. You won't see them because it's behind my camera, but this is the Art Frost no scope wallbang collat, and we have a replay of it too.
It's going to be tasty. This rush from Mouse is going to catch Spirit completely off guard by the looks of it. Xerxes. Oh, Art Frost with a no-scope wallbang on the scout. What have I just witnessed? Alrighty then. I pause for a second, and then Art Frost says, "Hello, Sailor." Zontix close up with the MP9. Xerxes needs to find a kill in response here. They know he's here. Xerxes now goes charging through, but Zontix is too quick with it. It's now suddenly all down to Torgy. He finds one, but of course the bomb isn't planted, so he has to go looking for these kills. Art Frost is in the open. Torgy tries to hop away. He does, goes for the peek, misses it. And now he's under a lot of pressure to try and get off toward the opposite bomb site. He does have the bomb on his back, which means he can escape and try and get into an after-plant position. But he's waiting around. He's trying to fake it out. But a big miss. He's got one bullet. It has to be the clock for Torgy, and he can't get away. It's Donk to win the 1v1. But what was that from Art Frost?
So look at that replay now. I had to save the replay too.
I have to see
Here we
this.
go.
I have to. Did he line them up?
Oh,
He did.
shut up.
That is absolutely ridiculous from Art Frost.
Art Frost is a demon, man.
wallbang,
I'm really sad that it looks like he's going to be getting dropped for Shiro, but in reality, like, what can you do? Like, Shiro it's an upgrade almost certainly, right? I really hope Art Frost gets a really good home. And the thing that's good about Art Frost, I think that's what I'm hopeful for his future too, is that I had a chance to interview him after the game. And I think his English was really good. I think he probably might have the best English of everyone on Spirit. So, like, I hope he gets he could get another Russian team. He could get another. He could get an EU team for sure. For me.
Warming. Shui close, can't afford to die to this 5-7. Spots
No.
it, does die to it. Yimpat, of course, is there to take it, but he knows that Donk is close and that Molotov's going to spread surely. There tries to be a bailout there from Magix, but this Molotov is not spreading. Donk is immune. Maybe he is the CS2 Jesus. What on earth is going on? He gets another kill from it and more damage to Xerxes. 3 versus 2, 30 seconds. There's Torji, though, at 2 versus 2. Can they take this one in regulation? They're off toward A, but Artfrost is already on the trek. He won't be in time to stop the plant, though. So this is going to be tough. It might have to be all magics. Artfrost pushing forward. In comes a flash. Very blind and stuck on the wall. Torji looking for him. Creeping forward. Artfrost on the angle. Tagged up. No scope through the box. And he's looking for the final kill as well. Xerxes is low HP. It's all down to magic. Surely he can get this kill. And of course he does. We're going to overtime. What another banger around between these two.
Incredible stuff. Like, that's just such an exciting one. Again, that's like a whole that's a whole minute there of cast, which is probably too much. Like, you really shouldn't be speaking for an entire minute, but obviously, like, when your co-caster is fine with it, like Neo was in that occasion, it's not the end of the world. But in reality, I probably should have thrown that a couple of times, but either way, that's just my own view on it. Yeah, it's was still incredibly fun clip and incredibly exciting end to get to that game to OT. And obviously, if that hadn't have happened and we hadn't got to OT, we never would have got that donk clutch. So,
Bosh. There goes Morbs. Frozen gets the nade kill, but then Manx will swing wide and remove the low HP. But Yumi's still here. Oh, a missed shot from Torji this time. Can't repeat what we saw in that previous round. Now, Yimpat 1v2. Can he add another clutch to the highlight reel for MOUZ in this half? It's Wolfie and Rek. Yimpat full HP. Takes a heads up duel versus Rek and rips his head off. But Wolfie has got the mass health advantage versus Yimi, but it doesn't matter. It's another clutch for MOUZ. It's another clutch for the young gun Yimpat to add more to his countless YouTube highlight reels that you see around the grounds. Goodness me, MOUZ and these youngsters can just be so sick at the click of a finger.
Ice cold from Yimi Salo, man.
Great stuff. I think that was my last clip from the Thunderpick World Championship. That was a lot of fun. As I said on Twitter, and I said here as well, I ended the year pretty strong to be able to do that. And then we've got some BetBoom Dacha qualifiers, and then ESL Challenger Yongshiping, which is my penultimate event of the year. Got a little small online cup to do tomorrow, actually, as I record this. The 22-bet Christmas Cup, actually. That'll be on HLTV, so if you want to look at that or look back on it, you'll hear me for the first 2 days. But yeah, last two major qualifiers for me were obviously that last Sydney one. Then I did the Thunderpick World Championship main event. Now we've got the BetBoom Dacha qualifier with some great plays here too. Major from the situation. Again, another important kill from Mantu, and Xantares is caught in the open by Tabson. 3 versus 3. Fought back immediately by Big. They're looking for another player in the cubby, perhaps. Calyx is just hiding. Gun barrel spotted. Calyx needs this, but Mantu's holding the line. Wicadia just about answers back, and in comes Woxix HE. It's all down to Mantu. He sees the arm of Wicadia. He takes him. It's Mantu versus Woxic. The AWP versus the AWP. To keep this game alive for Eternal Fire, Woxic has to win this one. Mantu looking to see if Woxic is close to that smoke. He puts that smoke down to collect the bomb. 10 seconds to go for it, but he fakes it with 10 seconds. Now 4 seconds, he has to commit to it. Is that when Woxic pushes? It is! It's going to be a no-scope duel! And Mantu completes it for Big. 16-14, last port of call. And Mantu delivers once again. What an ending to a superb map. I think BetBoom Dacha had quite a lot of issues in terms of how it was, run, especially how the LAN was run. Some of the production issues, of course, in the qualifiers too. But in general, the graphics and everything they had were really unique and fun. If they could iron out those issues, I think it would be probably quite a high-rated event of the year. Unfortunately, the issues will be what will be obviously define these sort of tournaments by. So. Yeah, sometimes that can be how it is. But in general, I thought the graphics were pretty fun and pretty cool.
Be careful, and he is careful.
Nicely done. This was the most unwinnable round of the year that was won, for sure.
Artfrost will nab the AK. Let's take Hades out of the round. There's not much money for 9, so that might mean they're AWPless if they can't pick this up. He's got himself hidden in Empty Pillar on the B site as well. With K, of course, incredibly low. Artfrost does not have any Kevlar, so... He's been very caused, but they line up, and Kid 1 HP, and Armfrost out of absolutely nowhere. And Armfrost out of absolute. You see this at the end from Armfrost here on his camera? Armfrost out of absolutely nowhere seals the map for Spirit. That is one of the clutches of the year, honestly, that I have had a chance to see. He's had no armor. He had no rights. What on earth have we just seen?
Oh my god.
The reaction was sick. Yeah, I mean that's like the most unwinnable clutch. Obviously, it's a little bit of a throw by 9 to double push like they did and line up like they did. Made so much noise when they didn't really need to. But the fact that the last kill was so easy, of course, considering K was alive there on 15 health, one bullet from death for so long, just insane. Be going into A, and it would be into Nork. There's a split coming through mid that I'm not sure Nork is ready for. Look at number 5. That is K, still lurking his way through. I think he may have been spotted, but hang on, 2 kills in return. Kylar, what a shot! There's that mid lurk, absolutely destroyed, and Hades has to rush forward. No scope up close. 15 seconds, plenty of time for the bomb plant. It's Hades versus Kixan. Kixan has a rifle and a kit. I don't think Hades has seen him walk over to a broken wall. Goodness me. When does he adjust his aim? The answer is now. He looks up and he hits the flick. Another hugely impactful round from Hades on Anubis. We saw it yesterday. We're seeing it today. 9 match points. This was a bit of a dream run from 9 to get as far as they did. In this qualifier, because they of course were playing with Jacob for the first time, who was a stand-in at the time. Of course, they've signed him permanently now. Alive, Zontix. This was completely hilarious. Trade him, but look at Chopper coming on this mid flank. Unfortunately for Chopper, he has to now do it all. Are they even expecting this? Tap on the bomb, Chopper not choosing to face, and this isn't a hold for K. Now it will be. Chopper coming in from behind. He's going to go for the knife kill. That's dangerous, Chopper, but he's going to get it, and the pistol headshot to boot. Spirit win the pistol. Chopper, you naughty boy.
Why has he even done that? Why? Literally.
Yeah, I agree with Neo. And the pistol headshot to boot. Spirit going over the knife kill. That's dangerous. I can't believe he made that. That's one of the wildest decisions of the year for sure. But you know what? It worked, and it gave us some comedy, which I'm all here for. Keep a 4v4 intact, but he has to be aware of the possibility of mid, and this is a rough one for Chopper. Now just stay alive and wait for rotations. Just bait for Magix, perhaps. He's coming in to help out, and that's a lovely double tap on Hades. Magic's doing good work. Chopper looking for more. He's convinced there's one more player out there. He'd be absolutely right, and he wins the duel. Donk finds Kylar. It's all K, and he's only 12 HP. 20 seconds to get the bomb planted. He's going to fake it to start off, looking for a duel, but he's about to get absolutely swarmed upon. He'll go down. Artfrost will take it, and Team Spirit, one of the most exciting teams at this level of Counter-Strike, are going to be spotted on LAN in Dubai. And of course, they went to Dubai, and they won the whole bloody thing. And Donk got his first MVP at a ridiculously young age. So yeah, pretty insane. That was my last online, well, technically my penultimate online event for the year. And this was my big trip for the year. ESL Challenger Yongshiping. Of course, DreamHack Winter, of course, it's held at. Quite a historic event, an historic venue, of course, was where the first ever CSGO major was held in the, I think it was the Elmere Convention Centre in Yongshiping. Of course, we were in the Stockholm studio for this. But yeah, I had a few fun ones from this one, and I'll get into them now. And I'll have a quick chat about how that event went as well. License to be so tough though, needs to peek on a nice advantage, and he'll do exactly that. Krasnov will go down 3 versus 2. Kaze finds an MP9 frag. Bit overzealous there from Mercury. Didn't need to give his life up in that situation. It's given SDY a chance, and he'll close it out. SDY so consistent, and once again, he will be the main man of this team and close out the first map of ESL Challenger Yongshiping. Yeah, that was a lot. And SDI obviously went on to become the MVP from this event too. Yeah, he's just way too. The consistency he has as the IGL of Monty is unbelievable.
Down everything that's come their way. Yep, and now they know where Snax is. He's making so much noise, but that flash is superb from Snax. A self-flash into the angle. Kios took Burnzan in the meantime. Hang on a moment. Insani needs to clutch. 1 versus 2. We know what this kid is capable of. He's going to have to put it into practice right now. Both Game Legion players coming in from the same angle. He finds Snax. He's looking for Kios. He's shoulder peeked him out. And now he can just deploy all of his own utility to continue to be a nuisance for Kios. Kios needs this third kill to step up for his team, but Insani takes point. And there is the star power we see from MIBR's youngster.
So cool to see him.
He's so good, Insani. He's so good. So I think this was then into day 2, I'm pretty sure.
Fame. Ooh, okay.
This one was a fun
There's a
one.
little bit too much from Donut. Volt gets a nice pick. Jame now under a lot of pressure. Knows there's a player jumped off to his right, and because of that, he goes for the pick on the left. And he's still doing more work. How is he still alive? 2 more kills, and he's got his scope up once again. He's got 3 from this. Jame, what are you doing, and how are you doing it?
I just can't believe he managed to get 3 from that. It just makes no sense. Every time I rewatch it, like seeing Snax jump over and then happily taking that duel to the left, knowing that Molotov is where it is.
Knows there's a player jumped off to his right, and because of that, he goes for the pick on the left. And he's still doing more work. How is he still alive? 2 more kills, and he's got his scope up once again. He's got 3 from this. Jame, what are you doing, and how are you doing it?
Goodness me. Okay, 2 left.
Really good on Fame, actually. Takes almost half of his health away. Problem is, though, it's Fame, Norbert, and Jame in an afterplant. They're going to have everything going for them, you would think. But there's a lot of damage coming through to VP here. Norbert will manage to deal with Acor, but in comes the charging Kios. He finds 1, and Norbert's committing to the spam right now. Jame just hiding in the corner. Both these players are low. Big whiff from Jame, and Norbert's going to have to hit the wall bang here. Body blocks have come in, and I think it's going to be so close for Gamer Legion. Kios, he's got it at the last second.
I actually didn't think he had it. In the moment, in the studio, I thought I'd maybe messed it up by building it up like that.
Really
but
good on Fame, actually.
Either
Takes
way,
almost half of his
because
health
it doesn't
away.
really matter if you build it up,
Problem
right?
is, though,
even if it fails.
Fame, Norbert, and Jame in an afterplant. They're going to have everything going for them, you would think. But there's a lot of damage coming through to VP here. Norbert will manage to deal with Acor, but in comes the charging Kios. He finds 1, and Norbert's committing to the spam right now. Jame just hiding in the corner. Both these players are low.
What, point
Big
2
whiff
maybe?
from Jame, and Norbert's going to have to hit the wall bang here. Body blocks have come in, and I think it's going to be so close for Gamer Legion. Kios, he's got it at the last second.
Pretty nuts. And this is the last one, and I'll have a quick chat about Young Chiping after we see it. Pretty cool CS2 play.
But it's time for Eternal Fire to make some pretty shots happen.
Oh, man.
And look at this jump spot from Karza. The nade's about to be blowing the smoke open, and it's absolutely textbook. That's CS2 in a nutshell.
Exactly what you want to see from teams on CS2, right? You read the CS2 textbook, you look at it and say, okay, how can we make use of this smoke technology with the nades? And that is just glorious. But yeah, and that was pretty much my last important event of the year, last cast of the year. Young Shipping was superb. I enjoyed the company I had in the Stockholm studio immensely. And it also meant a little bit more to me as well, due to the fact that unfortunately I got unwell. The day before the semi-finals day, I was due to do the first semi-final. And then James, Bardoff, and Hawker would do the second semi-final and the grand final. So yeah, I think the first semi-final, it was obviously a lot of fun, either way, but I was unwell. I think I ate something weird the night before, and I was unwell overnight, and I woke up like after an hour of sleep, just uncontrollably shaking and shivering, and in the end I had to puke, unfortunately. And of course, when you have to puke and then the next day you have to cast, the voice just gets ruined, and of course having to unfortunately be unwell, that affected my type 1 diabetes pretty severely, which meant my blood sugar went really, really high. And that in turn made me feel sick. Not the sicken that I need to puke, but sicken when I speak. It just made me feel really, really awful. And after I did one map of that first semi-final, I said to Hayes, my lovely co-cast, I said, okay, listen, I've tried it for one. I really think I'm probably pushing myself too hard here, and I need to look after myself. It was pretty bad in the end. So we got Yumi to cast instead for me, which is absolutely fine. He was happy to step in, and all the other talent were very accepting of it, of course, and they all looked after me very well, even some of them bringing me like vegan food and water and stuff, which was very nice of them. Really, really nice of them. But yeah, in the end, I sort of sat on the sofa in the green room, lied down, maybe had a little bit of a sleep for a while. And of course, that sort of went into quite a bad cold and a bad cough, and it was just a nightmare, really. The worst thing, as I'm sure you guys can understand, is maybe traveling, going home, especially on a flight, and feeling absolutely awful. And it was it was not nice. It was not nice. I battled through it, and I'm not one to complain too much. I knew that once I knew I could get this done and get home and get better, and I have, of course. So yeah, I managed to get it all done, and in the end, obviously feeling a little bit better now, which is good. I'm feeling almost actually completely better now, which is excellent. But at the time, it was very depressing, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate when you have your one opportunity for the entire calendar year for a studio cast for a pretty big tournament, tournament that qualifies the team to Pro League, of course, and basically the only chance I had all year to be in a different country casting. Obviously, as I said in the beginning of the video, I travelled to Paris and Cologne, but that was only to watch the events for Blast and IEM. But yeah, to actually do some casting work in studio is what we live for as commentators, and to miss out, maybe I only missed out on 2 maps in the entire event, but to miss out on what would have been the end of the tournament for me, before we handed the baton over to the other duo, was very upsetting. And I remember, like, after I was unwell the night before, I was like, oh my goodness, like, it's an incredibly humbling and sort of depressing moment. You might be incredibly strong, but to sort of think back at it and realize that you're in a different country, a situation where you don't have like that your home resources from where you live, in a random hotel room, and feeling as bad as I did, it was upsetting, let's put it that way. It was a shame that I had to end the year like that, but it doesn't matter. As I said, end of the day, everyone was very understanding. All the producers and everyone was very understanding. Like, listen, it happens to anyone. Anyone can get unwell. And yeah, I managed to at least do the first map. I only missed out on 2 maps overall, as I said. So yeah, it was okay. And that really, I guess I would probably say, brings an end to this video. It's a little bit of a quicker one, I think, than last year, actually, overall. From my memory, I think the thing that stands out the most of all those clips are probably the Donk 1v4, and just in general casting and Yongshipping. Obviously, all this, as anyone will know who knows me personally, will know it means a hell of a lot to me to be able to, put my voice and put my spin on Counter-Strike moments over the course of an entire calendar year. Make those moments shine. I shouldn't necessarily be the star in that moment. I should just be the one elevating those moments and making them special for the viewer. And I hope at least on a couple of occasions this year, I've done exactly that. I hope next year will be fantastic, of course. I ended this year really strong. I was really grateful to do a lot of the Thunder Pick World Championship, only my second S-tier event that was. And yeah, to have another chance in Studio 2, to have another couple of quality qualifiers like the BetBoom Dacha qualifier, of course. And then finishing it in Yongshipping was really a lot of fun, hugely enjoyable. And yeah, I think I'm hoping for a lot more next year. I'm hoping for at least a repeat next year. If I can have a sort of end to this year, going into next year, if I can continue that sort of streak, I'll be very happy. But at the end of the day, we're all, I think, any fellow commentator who's freelance will look at this and think to themselves, okay, yes, we're all in the same boat. I don't have anything set in stone properly for next year. I've got a few online cast dates. But that's about it. So yeah, you have to hope for the best. Usually, put yourself out there, continue to keep yourself relevant on socials, and continue to make maybe a bit of content like this, perhaps. Continue to make comments on Twitter, like I like to do, and try and continue your career and push upward. Problem is, everyone's so talented, right? The top of the scene. Everyone in that S-tier scene, it's incredibly hard to break into. I mean, just listening to Scrawny and Launder's cast today for it, just as a random example, in the Blast World Final on the day I record this, I think there was one line that Scrawny put in, which was like, when it was Flames versus Frozen, it was like, ice versus fire or something. One of the lines he put forth. And it's you know, it's some people, the top S tier casters' brains are really incredible, and obviously you learn a lot from those. I learned a lot, obviously, from listening to sports commentators when I was younger, and listening to the early days of CS. But yeah, and as I said, it's now a pleasure to be able to try and do some of that myself, and I hope going into next year I will get a chance to do just that. But I'm waffling a bit, which is obvious. It's just something I'm passionate about, so maybe it's time to stop waffling and say I hope all you guys if you've somehow got to the end of this video, I really appreciate you. And I hope you all have a lovely Christmas. If Christmas is not really something for you, if it's not really something you enjoy due to personal problems or whatever, I hope you have a peaceful end to the year at least. And I'll speak to you all very soon and see you next year, hopefully. Around the grounds. There'll be some news on Twitter, on my Twitter, coming soon, so make sure to drop me a follow at TravCS. Thank you, everyone.